My name is Brian Pillman Jr., and you're watching the Rasslin Rage YouTube show. Oh!
It's going down! This is Rasslin Rage! It's going down! This is Rasslin Rage! This is Rasslin Rage! Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade! It's going down! This is Rasslin Rage! We'll do it now! This is Rasslin Rage! This is Rasslin Rage! Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade!
And now it's time for Rasslin Rage with your host, Cody Fleming.
Yo, 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 what is crack-a-lackin'? We are here. Oh, look at you giving the close-up. So anyways, all right. We are here for episode 131. Holy smokes. Of Rasslin Rage live on YouTube. That's where we're at, YouTube, r2youtube.com. I'm the man with the plan, the boss man, Cody Fleming. Joining me tonight are my co-hosts. That's correct. The real deal Danny Beals, also known as the Mouthpiece. What's crack-a-lackin', man?
Oh, I'm going to let you introduce this fool, and then I'll talk.
Oh, okay. Well, also, the newly crowned 24K 5-star flavor general, Josh Harper.
That's right. That's living proof that as long as you report on what's true and accurate and you don't do false news, that you can be supported. And the main thing here is that now we have yet another sponsor for Rasslin Rage and MIW. It's just that, our sponsor doesn't want to sponsor some fake news people, if you get what I'm saying. Some on my screen, it's up and down. But so this is good. We got the 24 Karat Line Productions sponsoring Rasslin Rage and MIW, specifically me. And, this is good. It increases our ability to report all the news that's going on to you, helps us out with some of the overhead with the show. So I'd really just like to thank 24 Karat Line Productions and everyone else that watches and say thank you for everything that you guys do.
Cody.
Yeah, buddy.
You had one job, brother. One job. All right. What would you listen? Go over at the drink counter.
No, there was no alcohol. It was at a church, bro. It was.
You let him do this at a church?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I should have started on fire.
No, you let him do this at a church.
Well, yeah. What? I'm not his boss. Well, I am the boss man, but I mean,
yeah, there you go.
I can't be like, you can't do that.
You know how hard it's going to be to live with him now?
Like that's on you.
Before. Someone's just a little jelly over
there. Yeah,
there.
That's what I'm saying. That's between y'all.
Listen.
That's between y'all. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
I ain't jealous, but I might have to go to J.C. Penney or catalog or Sears catalog and go in the drapery section to find you a big ass suit. All right, let's get on with this show now. Right.
I'm feeling a lot of hostility right now, and I think that's just because no one's sponsoring Danny, and he might be your homeboy, but the Dread King's not sponsoring Cody. So, I think there's a lot of hostility.
Oh, dude, you are.
Wow. All right, listen. Thank you to BCWA. Follow BCWA on their Facebook at GoBCWA or check out their website at GoBCWA.com.
So apparently Happy Harper has sponsors for our show now. So like Happy Harper is a sponsor of our show, but they have a sponsor too for the show.
Listen, that sounds like they're funneling money to me. All right.
It's something. I don't know.
Money.
It's pretty crazy. But anyways, thank you to Happy Harper Ice Cream, the official sponsor of Rasslin Rage and Michigan Independent Weekly. Give them a follow on Facebook. Head on over to Happy Harper ice cream, or you can scroll down in the description if you're lazy like me and just click the link, go right over there, hit like. There's all kinds of flavors. You can order it. He'll deliver. Buy all the ice cream so Rasslin Rage hits all the money. Thank you.
Listen,
Now, Dre has pointed out the fact that, this coming weekend, we've got a match coming up with the Dread King, Tommy, and Dre. And, I mean, Dread King's supposed to be your homeboy, but whose shirt are you wearing?
The War Boys. Dude, I already was talking to other people involved in the match and was going, I'm going to need a squeeze ball for the stress, because I'm like, I'm already, man. It's like, I'm getting in my feels, right? I'm like, dude, yeah, let's worry about that for MI-Dub. How about that?
yeah.
Well, I mean,
I still say, listen, I'm not gonna let this go down. I'm gonna go down this rabbit hole.
Oh boy.
Listen. So, all right, 24 Karat Productions, all right, is a
24 Karat
whole
Lion Productions.
is a sponsor of Happy Harper Ice Cream, who is a sponsor of Rasslin Rage and MIW. Correct on this all, right?
Yes, sir.
Funneling money.
Well, hold on. Now, 24 Karat Lion Productions is a sponsor of Rasslin Rage. It's just that they're sponsoring me on Rasslin Rage.
So when the FBI and the IRS come, it's all Josh.
Why
Josh
you snitch?
Harper, not Cody Fleming, not Dan Beals. Josh Harper.
Don't be snitching. It sounds like someone's jelly. That's all it is, man.
Oh, you too.
But look, MIWs for talking about the future, where I'm sure 24 Karat Lion Productions is going to have a lot of wins coming up this weekend. But that's the future. Now, what we're talking about on Rasslin Rage is what happened this last weekend. There was one event in the state of Michigan this weekend, and that was Metro Pro Wrestling's return to greatness. We have the results from that show, and we're going to talk about what happened in Southgate, Michigan yesterday.
It's time to talk about Michigan independent wrestling. Tune into the channel, check your internet connection. Cody, Danny, Josh, they're the best at breaking down the matches into each and every segment. Michigan independent wrestling. Tune into the channel, check your internet connection. Cody, Danny, Josh, they're the best at breaking down the matches into each and every segment.
All right. They can hear you now, Danny.
All right, you know what? Listen, I gotta get professional. Cody, I apologize. All right, everybody out there, I apologize. All right, the first match of the night was a triple threat match. FIA versus David Ultra versus Zach Main. Zach Main takes the victory by pinfall.
Yeah. Now, before the second match of the night, Metro Pro Wrestling Commissioner Johnny Bubba Adkins brings out Jack Knox. We'll be talking about that guy in a little bit. But he announces him as a business associate, right? He doesn't give him a title other than an associate, right? But shortly after, Bubba announces Jason Page, who makes his way to the ring, accompanied by their new faction called Armageddon. And members of that, we have Jason Page, obviously, as the leader, but TJ Meyer, Tanner Nix, and both members of Gracefully Chosen. Page talked a bit about his match that he didn't know at that time who he was going to face. The question was answered soon enough by Kevin Calloway, who came out, delivered a little bit of a message to Mr. Page and the faction of Armageddon, but he let him know that Percy Drews was going to be his main event. Right. Hey, we want some Percy.
We want some Percy.
Oh, sorry.
So, when we get to our second match, first match of the main show, but the second match, we get Kevin Calloway, who was supposed to be facing Adonis of Gracefully Chosen. But Kevin Calloway had made some statements earlier that he could beat all of Armageddon by himself, that he could fight all of Armageddon by himself. So they decided to turn it into a handicap match where Kevin Calloway faced both members of Gracefully Chosen. Not only did he face both members of Gracefully Chosen, but also had interference from the other members of Armageddon. And honestly, I mean, he put up a pretty good fight. Now, he never said that he could beat them all at the same time. He said he could fight them all at the same time. And I think he did a pretty good job of doing that. What do you think?
Yeah, he did an amazing job, actually. I'm not exactly sure if that guy's okay in the head.
He's not. But that's all right.
And I mean that in the nicest way.
Exactly. Yes, that's all right.
You know, I'm not trying to be rude or anything.
No. You know what? Kevin Calloway, he has one thing on his mind. And that's making everybody feel as hopeless and helpless as he absolutely can.
Well, he brings the despair.
The despair.
Right.
All right. Next up, we have a tag team match. But before the match took place, Mr. Jeremiah Goldmain, money launderer extraordinaire, introduced the team of Daddy's Money and then introduced his new client, MM3, along with RC3. So now, Mr. Happy Harper.
Yeah.
Are we trusting the process now?
Oh!
Well, you have to understand. Now, see, you got to continue reading. You have to trust the process because the process was able to help Daddy's Money grow and learn as a tag team. So the important thing here is that you have people of 24 Karat Line Productions helping the people of 24 Karat Line Productions. And that's how you grow as a team, is through team building exercises.
So you're saying the process works?
I'm saying the process works.
What was that?
I said, keep reading. Do it.
So who won?
Who won, Josh?
The real winners is the team of 24 Karat Line Productions. But technically, it was MM3 and RC3 who had their hands raised. So congratulations for a team building exercise where everyone became better for it.
That was so good. You know what? I feel much better now.
Next up, we have Atlas Hightower versus Electric Ely. It's been a while since we've seen Electric Ely. Since I don't remember the last time I seen Ely on a card.
Before everything happened, this was his first show back.
Yeah,
I think the last time we saw him was at Rising Action.
Yeah, probably. Now, first, let's talk about a little bit about the match. We get Atlas Hightower runs in, attacks Ely from behind. Jack Knox comes out, this new business associate comes out, puts some spiel on about how this is the reason why he's been asked to come back because of things like this. This isn't how we start a match. He dismisses the ref and he inserts himself into the match as a special guest referee. Not too big of a deal, but the fact that he he low blowed Eric Ely with a uppercut to the groin, to the mid-nuts, to the stuff, to the junk, the crown jewels of Electric Ely.
Listen.
What the French toast?
Hey, you know what? I said it earlier today on Facebook. Some people forget where they came from.
Oh, don't hand me that bullshit.
Now, and when they forget where they came from, sometimes they have to be reminded. When people are unappreciative,
bullshit.
They have to be reminded.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
That's part of the rules. You know,
bullshit.
Hey, so what we seen was
bullshit.
Ely must have been hanging out with Willie Watts. All right. And then he tried to take out Knox's forearm with his nuts. No, they can't have that. That ain't right. You don't put your nuts on
First of
somebody's
all, you
forearm.
weren't even freaking there.
I watched the video. I seen what I seen.
Well, we were there, and that's not what happened, and I have it on tape. And he even admitted that he did it. So you're so full of shit, it's unreal.
Well,
Bullshit.
Ely should know. Ely should recognize helped him and be grateful.
Well, anyways, Knox, whatever they're calling him nowadays, low blows Ely. Atlas Hightower rolls him over, gets the 1, 2, 3, and then Knox goes on a tyrant about how Ely's disrespectful and yada yada yada, which we all know is bullshit.
I like Ely. I'm a fan of Ely. Like I said, sometimes you gotta remember where you came from.
Bullshit. Anyways, where are we at now? Oh yeah, don't forget, Josh. I told you guys, but I didn't really talk about it to anybody else because of this fiasco and bullshit that went down. I'm having Mr. Ely, Mr. Electric Ely on Wednesday, live at 6:30 on r2youtube.com. The letter R, the number 2, youtube.com. And I'm sure Danny's going to be there to run his mouth because that's what he's doing right now. He's talking all kinds of bullshit.
Hey, I told you I like Ely.
Bullshit.
I like the guy. Just
You can't not like Ely.
No, I like Ely. He made a mistake, that's all. But sometimes you have to pay for your mistakes. That's all I'm saying.
Call him bullshit.
Now, the next match, before the next match started, Metro Pro Wrestling commissioners brought out the brand spanking new Metro Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships. And they announced that the following tag team match would be for the inaugural Tag Team Champions. And it ended up being 2 members of Armageddon, TJ Meyer and Tanner Nix, facing Detroit Punk. And with that, we got, my brain went blank for a second. We got Mitch Hewitt and the dirty white boy Chuck Stein, who was
It's the hat.
a little upset that we didn't get to use the baseball bat in that match.
Did you hear Dan?
No.
He says it's the hat.
Well, I mean, so yeah. After an amazing match, it really was a great match.
It was.
After a great match and a lot of close calls and a lot of time. I mean, I would say I was on the edge of my. I was not only on the edge of my seat, but my seat was about 6 inches into the mud. That's how excited this match was. So I kept going up a little bit and then down.
Yeah. So
and ultimately,
go ahead. Sorry, buddy.
After the 1, 2, 3, we got our brand new inaugural Metro Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions of TJ Meyer and Tanner Nix. Armageddon gets 2 more gold belts on their waist.
Congratulations, TJ and Tanner.
Yeah, congratulations. All BS aside, whatever. Congratulations to both of them.
It was an absolutely amazing. When you start a match and you decide, okay, I'm going to boo this person, and about 3/4 of the way through the match, you can't help but cheer for everyone that's involved.
Right. It was a great match. Definitely a great match. Mitch Hewitt, hats off to him and Chuck Stein as well. But, dude, you look at, Tanner and TJ are fairly new to the business. They don't have a lot of time in. And, that's not a bad thing. But if you look at the time in, to see where they're at now,
right,
on the playing field, and it looks pretty good. TJ Meyer looks totally different now than what he did when we went into the break for COVID or the coronavirus. Right. He's totally reinvented. I wouldn't say totally reinvented himself, but he is a different person.
I know.
Really
Look in his
is.
eyes. You'll see the difference. Look in his eyes.
Yeah.
Right. I know we talk about TJ a lot, but that's because, when it comes down to it, the 3 of us are really just having conversations and you guys are listening to us. And we talk about TJ a lot when we're in the car, when we're waiting for a show to start, whatever. But you can tell there are wrestlers that took COVID as a time to sit back and relax. And there are wrestlers that took COVID as a time to work on their craft, to work on their promos, to work on their appearance, to work on everything about how they are in the ring and out of the ring. And TJ Meyer is definitely one of those people that improved every single aspect of who he was. And I mean, he doesn't have that long in there, but he's got the ring awareness of a veteran. He's surrounding himself with people that can teach him how to be better, and he's absorbing all that knowledge and starting to act like people that have 5, 10, 15, 20 years of the business, but he's got another 20 years ahead of him easily.
Oh, absolutely. But with that said, he doesn't act that way. He's not
right.
He doesn't act like he's better than everybody or anything like that.
And that's what's going to keep
very
him
humble,
getting better.
Right.
He's still learning from everyone that's around him.
He's like a sponge. He's just absorbing all that information, and Tanner Nix too. I mean, I didn't really know who Tanner Nix was. Now I haven't interviewed him and I need to get him on the show, but another kid that I've seen and noticed a big change, coming to these last few shows that I've seen him at, Pro Wrestling All-Stars and Metro Pro Wrestling. He's another one that I've really seen that's come a long way. Gracefully Chosen. Those guys, I didn't see them at all. I think the last time we seen them was at Rising Action. I'm pretty sure it was.
Mm-hmm.
Last time we seen them, anyways. And I mean, those guys look like they didn't miss a day in the gym at all. Even a little bit.
No. Not at all.
But where are we at now?
Josh.
No, it's Danny.
It's your turn, Dan.
Uh-huh. A7 took on the War Boy, Dre Jacobs, accompanied by Johnny Delicious.
I didn't see that. Oh. Joke's on you, huh, Dan?
I fixed it.
You should have said it so everybody knows what the hell we're laughing at.
It says, listen, all right, we got to tell the backstory on this now. All right, since I couldn't be there last night, and since people showed part of the match live but didn't show the end, I messaged these two on their way home. I say, who won between A7s and the War Boy Dre Jacobs? I get a story about how Josh jumped in the ring, clotheslined them both, so they both lost. Now, my reaction to that was, well, you're messaging me, which means you're still alive, so I know that's not true. But so when I'm reading, I see, ha, you'll never know who won. Josh is the best, and Danny sucks. Listen, all right, after everything that happened last night, all right, Josh sitting here with his little stuff on there. This was Josh putting the proverbial whip topping on top of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I gotta give where's due, Josh. Tonight is you.
Yay!
Ray Jacobs delivers his signature lariat and gets the 1, 2, 3. Now, what I seen of that match, unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Close pin, knock him down. Close pin, knock him down.
Hey, hold on a second. I would like to point out TJ Meyer had a response to you two. Well, all of us anyways. It says, much appreciated, guys. However, Josh and Danny, I never saw you two buy T-shirts.
I'm waiting for the Labor Day sale.
Oh,
I'm
you
cheap. I
slacker.
spend all my money on the wrestling tickets.
So let me tell you
TJ,
about.
hold on. You got 3X, brother?
You got to get them off ProWrestlingTees.com.
You can
That's
get 'em up-
ProWrestlingTees.com. If you look up
/
TJ Meyer,
TJ
you can
Meyer.
get a shirt in any size up to 5X.
Yeah, but
All right.
I have to tell you. So you say you're like, oh, I'm gonna wait for the Labor Day sale. So let me tell you about the Labor Day sale. When you guys get 20% off or 10% off, right? You get that code, and
Yeah.
so their T-shirts are warehoused or whatever, and they make them by order.
Yeah.
So if there's a sale and you put in a sale code, so that T-shirt costs $20, and then you add shipping and all that stuff, right? They're only getting a small portion of that sale, right? And then the sale amount, so let's say you get 20% off, that sale amount comes out of the amount that they get.
Oh, so
Really?
you're trying to rip TJ off, huh? Man,
Well,
Josh.
I've got a bunch of all the wrestlers
Listen
always
to-
share, hey, do the 4th of July sale, do the Memorial Day sale, do the Father's Day sale. I didn't know that was coming out their money.
Yeah, well,
He's trying to be nice to you, and you're looking to rip him off.
see, in the way I know that.
I love you, TJ.
I know
I
that
don't.
because Rasslin Rage T-shirts are on Pro Wrestling Tees. So I've had somebody buy a T-shirt through a sale with a code, and the money that they use, that 20% off, goes through. Yeah, goes through. It comes out of the amount of money, because I'm like, oh, well, why is this less? And then it said, oh, discount code. Josh.
Yeah, 100%. I buy every time they do that deal. I buy T-shirts because I didn't know it came out the wrestler. Why didn't no one tell you, man? I you know what? Instead of being upset at me, I'm upset at all of you. You know how many wrestling T-shirts I've gotten with those discounts, and no one's been like, hey. Well,
Because they're not
what
going to tell you. They're not going to say, don't buy my T-shirt, because
They got
it
class.
yeah, they're not going to say that. No wrestlers. I'll tell you that because I'm not a wrestler. So,
Well, I see you can take bribes. I mean, you
Now-
can get sponsors, but that don't money can't buy it.
Right.
I'd like to respond to Colton real quick. All of the War Inc. shirts that I have, I did not buy in Pro Wrestling Tees. I bought in person.
Yeah, this one I bought. And still, the XICW Extreme Intense Champion of the World, Dre Jacobs.
All reigns have to end eventually. If Shogun's not champion, maybe
What
Wolf
is
does
with
that.
you? Dude, Dan,
It's the payoff.
yesterday he was cheering for Ace.
Shut up. Ah, la, la, la.
He was cheering for Ace, and then when the match ended and Warboy won, then he's like, and like I said, Warboy.
Why you gotta snitch,
He
dude?
took the bribe. It's the bribe money. The money's already corrupting him.
Telling you, man.
That was before anything happened.
But
Cody's
you were
a
just running
snitch.
your mouth right now. You were just running your mouth, and then you're
So-
gonna say
so
like
what
I'm
you were saying
snitching.
is, so what you were saying is he was rooting against Dre Jacobs, the war boy.
Yeah, he was.
Snitch.
Not a snitch, telling truths.
Yes, didn't you just say at the beginning of the show that we needed to start telling truth? That you wanted no more fake news, right?
Right.
Truth.
There's a difference between reporting true news and just keeping your mouth shut.
And, hey, there was plenty of people around there that heard it.
Yeah. Well, no,
And
'cause
there's
I had the
video-
mascots, so
there's
they didn't
video
know where that noise
evidence.
was coming from.
I could just play the audio from the Warboy match where you're sitting right next to the camera
There were other people sitting close to you.
that sound just like you.
Yeah.
Liar. Liar. You're playing both sides of the field. You got to pick a side and stay with it, bro.
I can't pick a side. It depends. Match to
Man,
match
I'm telling you, this is going to come back to hurt you.
Probably.
Yeah, oh yeah, man. I know. But we had the main event, which we spoke about a little bit earlier, between Jason Page, who is the current Metro Pro Wrestling Heritage Champion, against none other than Hot Percy Drews.
Hot.
Hot Pussy Drews. Now, this was a stellar match. It was in the dark, though, because it was getting kind of dark, but it was a great match between two wrestlers who brought it. Definitely brought it. I don't remember there being too much interference in this one on either side.
I mean, toward the end, he pretended interference, but there was no actual interference.
Right. I mean, Calloway came out, kind of distracted Jason Page, but it wasn't where he came out and did anything in the ring, you know. And he kind of sat back by the merch tables for a few. Page eventually did get the win, the 1, 2, 3. And Calloway came in, gave him a good beat down, and then that's when the Armageddon came out to defend their bro. And Calloway announced that for the next event on October 3rd, right, they announced on October 3rd that they're going to have a match, a handicap match against... so...
Jason Page gets to pick his tag team partner.
Does he?
Yes.
I thought it was a handicap match.
Nope. Jason Page will pick his tag team partner, one of his lackeys, and Kevin Calloway will be teaming up with Gangrel.
Okay, well, I thought it was going to be a handicap, so I apologize, mister. Don't forget
Gangrel. Kevin Calloway with Gangrel. Let that just sink in for just a second.
Sink in.
The last time...
Like your chair?
The last time that me and Cody sing Gangrel.
Josh was there too, weren't you?
Were you there, Josh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was.
Yes, that's right. You know, he's getting up there a little bit, but he really didn't miss much, man.
Yeah, good stuff. Links for Metro Pro Wrestling are down in the description, so make sure that you guys follow Metro Pro Wrestling after the show. Of course, click that and head on over there. We're going into the portion of the show that we like to call Legit Wrestling Questions, where you, the followers, the people watching, whatever we're calling you nowadays, whatever you're calling, I don't know, whatever you are, you can ask us some questions. If not, we roll out and the show's over. And we'll tell you a little bit of info and where you can find some things. But when we come back, you can ask us a few questions. They call this Legit Wrestling Questions. And we're back with Legit Wrestling Questions.
I got a legit wrestling question. Here's my legit wrestling question. It's directed towards TJ Meyer in the comments. I know there's a little bit of a lag between us and what's going on there. But where can I get those sweet Armageddon shirts at? I didn't see them at the table. I didn't see any at the tables last night. I just looked on Pro Wrestling Tees. I mean, those are pretty cool. On the front, it had the A. It looked like a nuclear wasteland in the background. And on the back, it had the list of all the different members. That's a pretty sweet shirt.
Listen to this guy.
Why are you both?
Oh, here's one. Here we go. Yeah, I hear it. Let's hear it. I'm not jealous.
Why are you both so jealous of me?
Go ahead. Dan?
It's the good looks, isn't it?
Dan, you gonna answer? You gonna say anything?
What is there to say?
That I'm right.
Well, you know what? Listen, I could either bury my boy, because I love him. Everybody knows I give Josh a hard time. He irritates the hell out of me, but everybody knows I love him. All right, I'm gonna throw down for him any chance I can.
Well, thank you.
He's young. He made a mistake. All right, we had to teach him the right way. There's no jealousy. He just fell under the influence of someone who rips off old ladies' couches. That's all. He don't know no better.
He doesn't rip off old ladies' couches. He buys them fair and square. I think that's the line.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't think that came out like you're supposed to, but that's all right, Josh. All right. Cody,
so
what do you got to say?
I'm not jealous. Cool, dude. I'm glad for him. He's got sponsorship. Cool. Make ice cream. Make money so that
Funnel money.
make more
Take
money so
bribes.
Rage can make more money. Cool. I'm all about it, brother.
Yeah.
So-
Now, Colton has a question.
Okay.
I want to know who Josh is picking in the triple threat match between Dre, Tommy, and Dread King.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'd like to know.
Now, unfortunately, Rasslin Rage, we talk about what's currently happening and what happened last weekend. And talking about what's going to happen next weekend is more of an MIW question. So, I mean, if you join us for MIW,
He's
on
avoiding
Tuesdays
the
at
question.
6:15,
He's avoiding the question.
but also, I'll be going on vacation up north. Part of my new sponsorship project is I'll be going to a cabin retreat. So I won't be able to attend for MIW. So I'm sure these guys will be able to answer the questions for you. But that's more of an MIW question.
So, dude, what's up now? All of a sudden, because you got this sponsorship, you're not going to answer certain questions now?
I mean, I'd love to answer the question. This just isn't the right time or place. I mean,
You sound like a freaking politician right now.
That's what I was
Is it
going to
okay
say.
for them to ask me about what I use to wax my head with? Is it okay for them to ask me beard shampoo? No. It's legit wrestling questions. But
And it was a legit wrestling question.
But Rasslin Rage is about what's happening right now or in the past, not the future. That's MIW.
Another bullshit moment on Rasslin Rage. I'm gonna have to put the hammer down on you two, because do y'all remember what my title is? Did you forget that one? Boss man.
Right. All right, boss man. Who do you got?
The kid asked you a question. You can't answer a question with a question. That's not how it works. Listen here, Fox. Listen here, Fox News. Fake news. Look at here he is. He's avoiding the question, showing off his logo. Who do I have? I'm not picking.
You know what? I'll make the pick. I'll make the pick. I'll be the one man enough to do it. Everybody there in attendance.
Yeah.
Looks like we got a question from a Mr. Joshua Harper. I would like to know who Danny and Cody are picking for the match.
We just said it.
I already told you.
I will say this. You should never count out a psycho.
Which one?
They're all a little crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
Who
are you calling a psycho?
Liable.
Who are you calling a psycho? That's in the right here, right now. Which one of these guys you calling a psycho?
I'm saying two of them are very obviously psychos, and the other one has my address and has written threatening letters, so that does not mean he's sane.
That's psychotic. Psycho is a derogatory term.
So I'm going to be supporting the Dread King Logan, even though I like all three guys. Because the Dread King is my homeboy. It's not personal. It's business. Actually, this one is personal, but
Right.
so it is kind of personal. It's more of a, hey, I'm there for support. Squeezing a ball because I'm going to be like,
Now you know how I felt during the Dread King Shogun match. You noticed I didn't do anything during that match but fight the urge to cry.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Any more questions in there?
I gave Alex a challenge, and his response was to put an open challenge and then try to claim I didn't step up instead of just outright accepting my challenge. Now, TJ Meyer has a solid point. You did the interview with Alex Weir last week on Wednesday, and I mean, if you guys have not had a chance to watch the amazing interview that Cody did with Alex Weir, you really need to watch that interview It's fantastic, especially if you plan on going to XICW this Sunday. You need to watch that interview before you go to XICW. If you don't plan on going to XICW, what the hell are you doing? You need to go to XICW.
Well, you got to remember
that interview.
You got to remember these events lately for XI have been invite only.
Be cool enough to get invited. Hey, be cool enough to get invited.
The event's on their Facebook page.
Cool. Well, whatever.
But I mean, watch that interview, and during it,
Josh is going to.
Alex talks a lot about Jack Price.
Yeah, he does. Did you see that new promo?
Yeah, I mean that's a good promo. But he's talking a lot about Jack Price. Jack Price is the person that came out for that challenge first. How many other people do you think were right behind that screen? Just because he got out first doesn't mean he was the only one. And if Jack Price could beat him, because he said himself he wasn't in the best mental or physical condition for that match, I think TJ could have gave him, at the very least, an astounding run for his money. If not, been a champion after that match.
Yeah, this current... it sounds like Alex is sleeping on TJ a little bit.
Yeah, he called TJ an easy night.
Yeah.
It's never an easy night against TJ John Meyer.
No.
It's not going to happen.
Right. You know,
Jeremiah Goldman has a question. If Dread King's your homeboy, how come he's not sponsoring Rasslin Rage?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
I feel like I'm going to get another letter in the mail after this.
It's not about... Friendship isn't about money.
We don't need the bribe.
Yeah, you don't have to bribe me to be your friend.
Hey.
I like you, Goldman, without you giving me money, dude.
I don't. But. Listen, and I said this in Facebook too. I ain't even gonna lie. Dude, the one thing I am jealous of, Josh getting paid. Man wants to pay me. I'll put his stuff on. I'll talk nice about him all day, every day.
Here's a good one.
Gotta be the money, though.
You ready for this one? Will Alex return to DTA? Your opinions.
I said this on Road Rage on Saturday when we were driving down there. I think it's less about will Alex return to DTA and more about will DTA take back Alex.
I agree.
Alex is worried about history repeating itself. The last time Kira Clan members had gold and lost that gold and couldn't get the gold back, they were kicked out of Kira Clan.
No,
they weren't just kicked out of Kira Clan. They were beat out.
Yeah. Almost had their teeth kicked out their mouth. And that was by who?
Alex.
Kira Clan.
I think the bigger question is, will DTA take them back, and can they forgive Alex for what he did almost a year ago?
Is it even about forgiving? It's more about trust. You can forgive somebody, but that trust takes a long time.
That is a true story. And I mean, there was a lot of words talked about with, when anytime Jack Price came up or Aaron Orion, he said, even though I hate those two, right? Or I hate those two. Well, why? Why? Well, we know right now the hate behind Jack Price right now is the fact that he beat Alex for that title, and Alex is really emotionally attached to that title, as you can see. He's in a very dark place. Yeah, he's in a dark place. Very dark place.
He took Alex's life away from him.
Yeah. And, to where it's his identity, where it stole his identity as the master, right? Master Alex Weir. And even though he doesn't need that belt to be considered the master, he believes he does.
And that's really what matters, is what goes on in your own head.
Right.
I kind of feel like right now, and this is going to show my nerdy side a little bit, and I know you guys are nerdy too, so you can try to hide it all you want. Do you remember at the end of Revenge of the Sith, when a newly minted Darth Vader is almost in the lava and is looking at Obi-Wan and just screaming, "I hate you." He hated him for everything that Obi-Wan took from him, but Obi-Wan didn't really take anything from him, but he perceived it that way. That's kind of how I feel Alex is right now. He's screaming at Jack Price, "I hate you." But Jack Price didn't take anything.
It's all in perception. Perception is reality.
And I would agree with that, Josh. I would wholeheartedly agree with that statement right there, all the way 100%, man. And I have not seen Alex this low before.
No.
So, yeah. Does he go back to DTA? I don't know. Will DTA accept him? Like Josh said, I think is the bigger question, especially right now with everything going on. You know, there's a lot going on in the world of indie wrestling here, and not even just in Michigan itself. With the short time that we've been back, I don't know.
Let's be honest. If Alex loses the rematch, and the Cure Clan decide he's not one of them anymore, Alex has no one. He turned his back on the brothers that would have protected him.
Yeah,
He's out there all by himself. Now, when Alex turned on DTA and helped the Cure Clan, there was still these other DTA members. Alex will be alone in the middle of the ring against the Cure Clan.
But you know what? Alex Weir is, whether he feels like he is or not, he is a master. He is a 4th degree black belt master. And
Watching what he did to 2 dudes.
Yeah. If Alex is off his chain, if he loses it, if he becomes the rabid Wolverine that I know he could be, can the Cure Clan withstand the force that he could throw at them? I mean, between the 3 of us, people always look at me and go, "Oh, well, Josh has got to be the enforcer, ha ha ha," because I'm the tallest. But honestly, I'm a cuddly little gummy bear. Dan Cody used to break bricks with his hands for fun. And that's kind of the same thing. I mean, Alex is not the biggest, but weaponized Alex Weir, Moonsault Man, is the deadliest.
Now, I have a question though, and this is kind of directed towards Cody because he knows he's been trained. He's a trained fighter.
I'm a killer.
Where Alex is in his head, does that Alex, is he more dangerous or less dangerous than an Alex who has all of his faculties together?
I think he's more dangerous because he's more likely to lose control. Does that make sense? Because as a martial artist, one of the things that we're taught is to have control and focus. And if everything's not aligned, you tend to lose that focus. And right now, there may be a little bit of loss of focus, right? I believe that he's a little more dangerous right now because, you know, we're not trying to kill you and a little bit too much, and we possibly could. You know what I mean? That's
right.
It's one of those things.
Here's part 2 of my question. If Alex doesn't win the rematch, follow me in here. What if Alex decides he don't want Cure Clan anymore because maybe he blames them for him losing in the first place, or maybe he blames them for not being there and having his back to win the title back? This, you know, we're talking about him like Cody said, he's kind of unhinged right now. He's not thinking straight. This could go either way. It doesn't necessarily have to go Cure Clan don't want him. It could go Alex Weir blames Cure Clan for not having his back.
Well, if you go back and you listen to that interview, I think he's already there. I think that
that's where I was going with it. I wanted to see if anybody else noticed it other than me.
Yeah, I think he's already there, and I think he already blames a lot of things on other people right now. And one of those things is the Cure Clan. And from that interview, it sounds to me that we're getting a metamorphosis of the Cure Clan. The Cure Clan may still be kind of the Cure Clan, but it sounds like it's now becoming War Inc.
Right.
that War Inc. is now taking over XICW.
Now,
And it sounds like there's a potential war about to happen between factions.
So he may be having to pick sides.
now I'll ask this. If you look at it for whether he, I mean, we keep saying if he doesn't win, if he doesn't win, if he doesn't win. If he does win, if he gets that belt back, I mean, you've, with the interview that he did with Cody, with the promo that he's dropping on Facebook, he feels like if he doesn't win, the same thing that happened to Aaron and Jack might happen to him. And if you don't have that level of trust, win, lose, or draw, do you want to stay in Kira Clan? Or whatever the faction might call itself? Does he want to stay or just leave, win, lose, or draw?
If I'm Alex and I'm feeling some type of way right now, if I'm Alex, right, and I'm him and the way he feels right now, no, I'm not staying in the Kira Clan. I'll take my lick.
That's it. Does he win and say,
does he win and say,
I did this?
Right.
Yeah.
And I move on.
Yep. I did it without anybody's help. I did it.
Right.
Which could be too, like I said, with the way he is, you just don't know.
And I move on. And and I'm a little biased. I'm always going to be biased with Alex. Everybody knows that. Even though I love to boo him, I also like to cheer him, So I'm going to be a little biased there. But if I'm Alex and I'm in that situation and I'm feeling that way, and because he is feeling a certain type of way, he kind of feels a little betrayed. You heard that in the interview. And if I'm him and I feel that way and I do take that title back, no, I'm not staying with the Kira Clan or War Inc. or whoever. I'm not doing it. I'm moving on and doing my own things and becoming my own person and my own what I need to be, right? Because really, if you're like everybody else, what are you really doing?
Right.
But you heard him say in that interview, when it got to that part where, it was no longer weaponized Alex Weir. It was now Alex Weir. Mm-hmm. There was that point, and you seen it. It came off, and now we were having a shoot conversation. And he said, I'm done trying to be famous. I'm not driving to Ohio for $10 anymore. I'm not doing it. That there in itself, I think that shows you as career goes where he's at right now. And he's ready to grab whatever he's going to do and grab it by the horns and do it on his own.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of possibilities that can come out of Sunday, which, by the way, is also the Iron Sheik and Sweet Daddy Malcolm Monroe Memorial Show.
Yes, it is.
So, that's pretty good.
I think I would go on the line as to say this is probably, at least as far as Alex Weir is concerned, probably the most important event of his career. I mean, we've seen him go against Mark Ross, a few times. I mean, where these two tried to kill each other over a title. So we know, and that was early days. We know what Alex was willing to do then to win a title, to keep that title. Moving forward 3 years, 4 years. And now we see Alex in probably, since that match, one of the most important matches in his eyes that he's been in.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly believe that this upcoming show is probably the most important, as far as Alex is concerned, that he's ever been in.
I mean, that could go a couple different ways when you say it like that. And to an extent, I agree. But as far as it being the most important match in his career, I don't know. Because we're not all the way into his career yet, right? We're not,
Yeah, well, to date.
I think from a mental standpoint.
Yes, that's what I'm
Yes.
talking about. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
In,
This is
in
a very,
his eyes,
yeah.
you know.
And from a mental standpoint, yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. This is probably this is a very important match for him. But as from a career standpoint, I don't see it that way.
No, and you know what? There's much more to come.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this isn't the first time even the last XI wasn't the first time that we seen Jack Price versus Alex Weir. I know that we've seen it. I'm not sure if I've seen it live anywhere else myself, but they have went at it a few times at other places. And they've tagged together too. I've seen them tag together, but I've never seen them go one-on-one except for when we were at XICW. Good stuff. Good show tonight, guys. Thanks for all the questions because we weren't sure. I don't really want to go an hour on the shows, but I mean, if we have something to talk about and you guys want to stick around, absolutely, we'll go an hour. But, I want to try to keep the show slow, not so long anymore because, listen, not everybody wants to sit and watch us talk for an hour, So,
Now, I would like to make a statement to a certain Sam Beal.
Oh, boy.
Look at that. See that? See?
You guys, Josh, can I say something?
It's bald-ing. I'm bald-ing, not bald.
Josh, why do you have so many problems with so many wrestlers?
Because too many wrestlers apparently have a problem with the truth.
Okay, whatever you say, buddy. I just think you get your nose involved in shit you ain't need to get involved in.
Yeah, I'm nosy.
Something
I'm
like
loud,
that.
obnoxious, annoying.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but I wouldn't go all there.
We love you.
I didn't say you're loud and obnoxious and stuff like that. You talk shit, that's all. You're kind of good at it, too. Yeah, I disagree about that. He never directly got involved. Oh, boy. We're getting there. They're starting to have conversations about matches in there. What else we got? So, description. Down in the description down there, you can find a link to our Podbean. Podbean. That's where you can listen to us. You don't have to look at Danny's ugly face. I know, how it goes. Josh, you don't have to look at him either. I know I'm the sexy one around here. I get it. Then... yeah. And then... also down in the description, you can find Rasslin Rage on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all on them social media fronts. Go down there, like, subscribe, tweet, do whatever you do. I don't know. Twitter your twat. I don't know. Anyways, do that. Then you can also find Michigan Independent Weekly. We have a group on Facebook that links down there in the description as well. That's where we post pretty much anything to do with Michigan Independent Wrestling. You can also find the Michigan Independent Wrestling page, or weekly, page down there as well. Or if you want to go to @MIDUB, MIDUBB, you will also find that. Also, there is a link, like we said, about Podbean, but there's another one down there if you would like to start your own podcast, or maybe you already have one and you would like to receive 30 days free of Podbean with unlimited hosting. Listen, you have to click that link though. If you go there and you go and buy Podbean without clicking that link, you're not going to get the 30 days free. So make sure you click the link down in the description. And lastly, one more link. Anyways, down in the description, Rasslin Rage T-shirts, ProWrestlingTees.com/Rasslin Rage, RASSLIN Rage. That's right, you can get T-shirts there, and pretty soon MIDub T-shirts will be up there as well. Soon. We got to sell these other ones that we got. We only have like 4 or 5 left, man. $20 a pop. I think I got 1 2XL. I don't have a medium. I'm supposed to sell that, but he ain't never gave me money. So money talks, bullshit walks.
Zeke.
You hand me $20, you can have yourself a medium MIDub T-shirt. I believe I have a couple larges too. So let me know. Get yourself one of those T-shirts. so that I can get new T-shirts. And now we'll do that. And then lastly, thank you to our sponsors. Happy Harper Ice Cream over there. You got to say that he's your sponsor. He ain't my sponsor.
The 24 Karat Gold Lion Productions.
Oh, okay. And BCWA. You can follow BCWA on their Facebook at GoBCWA or head on over to their website, GoBCWA.com. Hopefully we get back to a BCWA event very, very soon.
Yes.
So we are live Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. for a brand new episode of Michigan Independent Weekly. We're going to go over the 3 events that we know about going down this weekend. We'll be at least 2 of those events. At least 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we can do all 3. 2 of us here are married. And if we
wouldn't be probably if we did all 3.
Right.
One of us is smart enough to not be married anymore.
Shut up. Anyways, there's that. And then also on Wednesday, also at 6:30, right here on the Rasslin Rage YouTube channel, I will be joined by none other than the electric one, Electric Ely. We're going to talk a little bit about this misfortune that happened at Metro Pro Wrestling, what he's been doing through COVID, because this was the first time we've seen him, and probably just have a conversation about wrestling, because that's what we do, right? Thank you for joining us tonight. Josh, do you have any closing remarks before we get out of here?
I might need to borrow someone's couch because I made that statement, and my girlfriend's in the other room. So.
Oh yeah, I grabbed my phone real quick to see if she said anything. Get him, Brittany. Get him.
Dan, anything to add before we leave?
Yep, get him, Brittany. Get him. The rightest woman in Michigan will be the girlfriend of the man with the sorest back.
Well, she's got a new title, right? So she might be the most right, but she's also the most blind.
No, that's your title. You're the most blind woman in Michigan.
No. Anyways, thank you everybody for joining us. Have yourselves a great night, and we will see you again for MIDub on Tuesday, right here on R2YouTube.com. The letter R, the number 2, YouTube.com. Thanks again. See ya!
It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. It's going